Hello, hello. Good morning, mamas. So, as promised, I am on here today just to chat about lots of different things. If you missed my post Thursday, I was talking about something that happened to me. I'll give you a little backstory in case you missed that post. Let me drink my coffee first. It's still early. Okay. And when you hop on, say hi. Tell me where you're joining us from. Okay, so Thursday, I made a post talking about an email that I had received. It was a promotional email from a sleep coach, and I have nothing against sleep coaches. This is not anything like that. I'm not shaming anyone who's used a sleep coach or anything like that, but I received an email talking about how to stop night feedings with your baby. And it triggered all these different thoughts for me. Hang on, I need to move a little closer. I'm just a mess today, guys. It triggered a whole chain of thoughts like, oh my gosh, like we're still feeding Henley, my daughter, in the middle of the night. She feeds maybe once or twice. I'm still breastfeeding her. I had all these different thoughts like running through my head because, right, as moms, we overthink things. We have guilt over things, and I started feeling like really guilty, thinking, are we doing the right thing? Like, am I making a bad choice for my daughter? Are we creating bad habits? But it feels so right. Like I can't picture stopping right now. I don't want to just stop night feedings. That just doesn't feel right for us. And then I realized it. Just because someone recommends something or someone's doing something differently than you doesn't make what you're doing wrong. So mamas, I want you to let that sink in. It's something that I've been learning as a mother. Even at, as soon as I got pregnant, right? If any of you are pregnant right now, I'm sure someone's given you advice, whether you've asked for it or not, but everyone wants to share their advice with you of what you should do and what you should try and why this isn't working, why that's not working. Everyone, I swear, from the day people find out you're pregnant, they are going to want to just give you all of their advice. And I think a lot of it comes from a good place. They want to help you and support you. And if you're struggling with something, they want to, give you some advice of what worked for them. Sometimes, though, it comes off in a very judgmental way. I think as mothers, we tend to overthink things and we feel guilty about things, worrying that we're doing the right thing or the wrong thing for our children. And here's what I'm going to tell you, mamas. There is no right and wrong. There is no one way. That I said this in my post. There is no one way to mother. There's no one way to parent your children. There is no one way to have a pregnancy. There's no one way to have a birth. There is no one way to experience your postpartum and life. We are all so unique, each and every one of us. Our children are unique. Our birth experiences are unique. Our pregnancies are also different. Even one pregnancy to the other can be drastically different. So there is no one way to do it. And I think offering support and love and encouragement for other mothers is what we need to do more than offering judgmental advice. I think a lot of times when mothers do want to share advice, it does come off as what I'm doing is right and what you're doing is wrong. I think a lot of it is just you learn as you go, right? I mean, that's my experience so far. There's no manual for this, right? Like I said, there is no one way to do this. So you learn as you go as a first-time mom. And I think something that is so important, no matter what advice you receive from friends or from family, even recommendations from your doctors or whatever the society norm is, what it all comes down to is what feels right for you. As I think as a mother, you have this motherly instinct, this motherly intuition. And I think that is so important to tap into of what feels right for you. I know a lot of times, from my experience with breastfeeding, a lot of people don't breastfeed. They end breastfeeding at, 3 months or 6 months or even a year. And I think when most people do breastfeed longer than a year, it's kind of like, whoa, your child's asking, my child asks for boob. That's literally what she says. And some people might think that's really weird. But even if the society norm is something completely different, it feels right for us. And I'm not saying breastfeeding is the only way to do this. Obviously, I believe that is best. But what feels right for you? Maybe breastfeeding doesn't feel right up until 6 months or up into a year, whatever it might be for you. But if it's your journey and your story and you're really listening to what's best for you and your baby and your family, then that's the right answer for you. The right way to do it is not what I'm doing. It's not what your doctor says you have to do. It's not what social media says you have to do, or your best friend, or even your parents. Like, you get to decide how to parent, how to mother, how to raise your children. That's the beauty of it. And my mission here as the Empowering Mama on this Facebook page, with the online course I'm creating for you guys on my Instagram, my mission is to just offer encouragement and support and to lift each other up as mothers and to say, hey, you're bottle feeding, like, good for you, mom. You are doing a great job. Like, you're breastfeeding up until 4 years old, like, super great job. Like, you are doing amazing. We need more of that, and not, oh my gosh, like, you're breastfeeding and your daughter asks for boob, really? Isn't she a little old? Like, no, like, let's stop that kind of judgment and negativity and just support one another. For people who do, like I said, with the email I received, it triggered something negative for me. Again, because motherly guilt kicks in, all those kinds of things. We're always worrying, like, are we doing the right thing? Like, oh my gosh, I hope I'm not messing up my child. But people who have used a sleep coach, like, great, good for you. Like, if that works for you and your family, awesome. Like, if sleep training works for you and your family, awesome. For us, co-sleeping works really well for us and our family, and we're happy with it. Even, I don't know how long she's going to be in bed with us, and she might be in bed with us for a while. As long as my husband and I are on the same page and happy and it is working for us, then that's the path we're going to take. So I just wanted to get on here and just continue that conversation. Mamas, if you want to hop on and comment and let me know, like, what are some things that you guys have struggled with, taking advice from others or worrying about if you're doing the right thing. A lot of people on that post had commented, worried, thinking about that, should they stop night feedings? Should they stop breastfeeding at this point? They don't want to, but they feel like they should. And be careful of that word should. Really think about where that is coming from. Is that idea in your mind coming from social media? Is it coming from your doctor? Is it coming from your mom or your dad? Like, or is it coming from within you? Like, do you really feel like you should stop or start XYZ? Or is it coming from, I saw a post that Molly made. I don't know Molly, I'm just making up a name, guys. This is not real. I saw a post Molly made, and it's making me feel like I, shouldn't be breastfeeding anymore. Whatever it might be. Really get clear on what's right for you, what's right for your baby and your family, and stick to that. I think we're always going to have that, like, motherly guilt too that comes along, like, oh, are we doing the right thing? Are we doing the wrong thing? But tap into that motherly instinct, that motherly intuition, trust it, and just give yourself grace. Learn as you go. Motherhood, like I said, there is no book for this. There is no manual, so we just got to do the best we can. And I am always here to support you guys. So comment below. I'm really interested to hear if you guys have struggled with any kind of things about, what you feel like you should or shouldn't be doing, even if it's right now, or maybe it's in the past with previous children, or when your children were smaller in the past. Maybe you're pregnant and you're feeling some pressure or advice that you've been given, and worry. So comment below. I'd love to continue our conversation that we had on that post that I made on Thursday, and just keep supporting each other and encouraging each other. Again, this is a place for encouragement and support, not for judgment and shaming. So if there's any of that, I will cut that off. But you guys have been freaking amazing. All the comments I saw on that post were just so encouraging and supportive and loving. You guys were interacting with each other, people you might not even know. And I love that. I love to really bring us together as mothers and lift each other up, because we need that more. So have a wonderful weekend, mamas, and I will be sure to hop on next week and talk to you guys more. And stay tuned. I'm working my booty off on this Postpartum Planning 101 course that I have going for you guys, to help first-time mommies prepare for their postpartum journey while they're pregnant and all the way through their postpartum. In the meantime, I did create a hospital bag checklist for you if you are pregnant and you're wondering, like, what the heck do I need to pack for the hospital when it's go time for baby? I made a list for you. I'll be sure to post a link here in this live video as soon as I'm off, so you can grab that, download it, and it's a sweet little checklist. You can just mark off everything and add things you might think of along the way and have your bags packed, because my water broke and I had nothing packed. So I'm here to help you. All right, you guys have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.